Hello everyone, welcome to ITLS Academy. It is a great learning platform to learn anything and everything from the comfort of your home. Let me introduce myself. I am your mentor, Gitanjali Jha. I am a content creator, storyteller, experienced designer, corporate trainer, and an author. With over 15 years of cross-functional experience across leading brands like H&M, Shoppers Stop, Godrej, and Future Group, I stand at the powerful intersection of business, creativity, leadership, and entrepreneurship. My journey has been one of turning ideas into impactful stories through visual design, transformational training programs, and the written words. As a corporate trainer, mentor, and entrepreneur, I have conducted pan-India workshops on soft skills, technology, leadership, and professional excellence, impacting employees and emerging leaders across the retail and service industries. I don't just train people to perform better, I help them think like leaders, act like entrepreneurs, and build careers with ownership and purpose. I have had the privilege of serving as a guest lecturer at NIFT and Vogue Institute and of contributing to non-profit education initiatives through Unnati, where I work closely with young minds to help them rise beyond limitation and circumstances. Trust me, giving back brings boundless joys to us. Alongside my corporate journey, I am also a published fiction author of two novels, F Factor and Love Arranged. Storytelling is at the heart of everything I do. It shapes how I communicate, how I train, and how I help leaders connect with people, vision, and impact. My academic foundation includes a degree in fashion technology from NIFT, an MBA from NIRM, and professional certifications in digital marketing from Google and content design, a blend that fuels both strategic leadership and creative execution. Today, I work with leaders, startups, and entrepreneurs to help them build confidence, clarity, communication power, and conscious leadership so they don't just grow businesses, they build legacy-driven brands and purpose-led success. So, hi, this is lecture 32. Let's learn about the ethical considerations for biotechnology entrepreneurs. I hope by now you all have a pretty fair idea of what does a biotech entrepreneur does, what are the steps, where you stand, which stage of company's life cycle you are in, what is your values and vision, who are your collaborators, and what you are going to achieve through your company, right? Great. Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching, said who? C.S. Lewis, right? He is one of my favorite storyteller and a visionary. So always stay true to yourself so you can sleep peacefully and make decisions which is right. Biotechnology has ushered in a new era of possibilities in healthcare, revolutionizing the way we diagnose, treat, and prevent diseases. However, with great power comes great responsibility, and ethical considerations play a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of biotechnological advancements. Biotech entrepreneurs must prioritize patient safety, informed consent, and data privacy while navigating high-stake ethical dilemmas. Key responsibilities include ensuring equitable access to innovations, implementing stringent safety protocols for genetic engineering or gene editing, and maintaining transparency in research to avoid explanation. Right? Let's understand ethical considerations in biotechnology and healthcare in detail. Number one is informed consent and autonomy, equity and access. Next is privacy and genetic information. Fourth is designer babies and genetic enhancement. Fifth is dual use research and biosecurity. And sixth is end of life diseases and biotechnological prolongation. Informed consent and autonomy. Scenario. A patient diagnosed with a life-threatening illness is presented with a cutting-edge gene therapy option. The treatment promises a chance at remission but carries unknown long-term risks. What is the ethical dilemma here? Balancing the patient's autonomy to make informed decisions against the urgency of their medical condition, right? Example, Henrietta, a cancer patient, agrees to participate in a clinical trial for an experimental drug. She understands the risk but hopes her sacrifice will benefit others, right? So you have to be transparent with your patients, people on whom you are doing clinical research, that what might be the side effects, right? And then do it. Stay ethical no matter what the situation is. Equity and access. A breakthrough drug that targets a rare genetic disorder becomes available. However, it is prohibitively expensive, limiting access to only a privileged few. Ethical dilemma. Ensuring equitable distribution of biotechnological innovations. Right? Example, the case of Martin Sakri, who infamously raised the price of the life-saving drug Daraprim, highlights the tension between profit motives and patient welfare, right? Yes, we all need profits, but at what cost? Think about the greater good and which decision is beneficial as a, not only as an entrepreneur, but as a greater good for the whole world, right? Third is privacy and genetic information. Advances in genomic sequencing allow personalized medicine but also reveal sensitive information about an individual's predisposition to diseases. What is the ethical dilemma here? Balancing the benefits of personalized treatment with protecting patients' privacy, right? As a doctor, as a uh, legal consultant, we all are responsible to honor confidentiality, right? For example, GINA, Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, prohibits employers and insurers from discrimination based on genetic. Right? Next is designer babies and genetic enhancements. Our desires are never ending. Now we want our babies to be customized, right? Children are God's gift, right? Let them be children. But no, people want their children to be perfect, not only in the skills but how they look when they are born, and so on. CRISPR technology enables precise gene editing, raising the possibility of creating designer babies with enhanced traits, navigating the fine line between therapeutic interventions and eugenics. The example, the hypothetical choice of editing genes to enhance intelligence or physical abilities in unborn children. I personally feel that children are God gifts, let them be themselves, but it is everybody's choice. And but as an entrepreneur, you have to decide whether you are going into that venture or not. It may give you lots of money, but think about that child. What can be the long-term effects, right? Dual use research and biosecurity. Scenario, scientists develop a potent pathogen for research purposes, but inadvertently create a potential bioterror weapon. What is the ethical dilemma? Balancing scientific freedom with the need to prevent misuse, right? The controversy surrounding the publication of H5N1 avian flu virus genome, which could be weaponized, right? So, never go for the tempting route which is unethical, please. End of life decisions and biotechnological prolongation. A patient is a vegetative state is kept alive through artificial means. Biotechnological interventions offer hope but prolong suffering. What is the dilemma? Determining when to let go and respecting the patient's wishes. The case of Tori Chiayo, where prolonged life support sparked debates on quality of life and autonomy, right? Yes, as a biotech entrepreneur, as a doctor, we want to keep hope alive and keep trying. But think about the patient. Are they willing to do it? What is the mental state of that patient? How much their family is trying to do that? At the end of the day, my life, my choice, right? So we have to respect it. Biotechnology's impact on healthcare is profound, but its ethical implications are equally significant. As we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, we must tread carefully, guided by compassion, justice, and a commitment to the greater good. The revolution in healthcare should not come at the cost of our humanity. Please, always remember this. Huh? Let's see other considerations, right? So, balancing benefits and risks. Yes, few innovations like bioweapons may give you lots and lots of money, but what is the risk? What happens if it is used against your family? Think like that. Informed consent and privacy. You have to respect the privacy of the people. You have to tell them the truth. You have to be transparent and take consents. Cultural and social implications, right? What if few people are doing genetically designed baby? How it is affecting other children who are natural, huh? Let them develop naturally. Na? Dual use dilemma. Environmental impact. How sustainable your products are? What are the impact on the environment? Equity and access, right? How accessible is your product? If you are doing something in the medical field, please make it accessible. In the long term, you are going to get the returns. But what is the point of making medicines luxury? Don't find any point in this. What are the implications for biotechnology entrepreneurs when it is related to ethical considerations? In the realm of biotechnology, ethical considerations play a crucial role in shaping the landscape of scientific advancements. It is imperative to navigate the complex web of ethical dilemmas that arise while harnessing the power of biotechnology. Number one is balancing benefits and risks, right? One ethical considerations revolve around weighing the potential benefits of biotechnology advancements against the associated risks. For instance, genetic engineering holds immense promise in improving crop yields and combating diseases. However, it also raises concern about unintended consequences and the potential for irreversible damage to ecosystems. So, how do we find a balance? Informed consent and privacy. Biotechnology often involves human subjects such as in clinical trials or genetic testing. Respecting individuals' autonomy and ensuring informed consent is essential. Safeguarding privacy and protecting sensitive genetic information are also critical ethical considerations in biotechnology. So when you are doing all the process, please remember ethical considerations. It is extremely important as an entrepreneur, as a human being. Next is equity and access. Biotechnological advancements should be accessible to all, regardless of socio-economic status or geographical location. Ensuring equitable distribution of benefits and addressing disparities in access to healthcare and biotechnological interventions is an ethical imperative. Next is environmental impact. Biotechnology has the potential to significantly impact the environment. Ethical considerations include minimizing ecological harm, preserving biodiversity, and adopting sustainable practices in biotechnological process. Let's go green together. Next is dual-use dilemma. Biotechnology can be used for both beneficial and harmful purposes. Ethical considerations involve preventing the misuse of biotechnological tools and ensuring responsible research and development practices to mitigate potential risks. Next is cultural and social implications. Biotechnology advancements can intersect with cultural and social norms, raising ethical questions. Respect for diverse perspectives, cultural sensitivity, and addressing potential social implications are crucial considerations in biotechnology, right? What are the challenges and ethical considerations in biotechnology internship? This can be broadly divided into three: funding and financing, regulation and compliance, ethics and responsibility. Some of the challenges and ethical considerations in biotechnology entrepreneurships are funding and financing. Biotechnology is a capital-intensive and high-risk industry that requires significant investments in research and development, equipment, facilities, and human resources. Biotechnology entrepreneurs often face difficulties in securing funding and financing from various sources such as grants, loans, venture capital, and angel investors, crowdfunding, and partnerships. They need to demonstrate the feasibility, viability, and scalability of their biotechnology products or services, as well as their potential market size, customer demand, competitive advantage, and social impact. They also need to comply with the terms and conditions of their funders and financiers, which may impose restrictions or obligations on their biotechnology activity. So you have to balance the practicality and the value. Regulation and compliance. Biotechnology is a highly regulated and scrutinized industry that involves various laws, regulations, standards, and guidelines at the local, national, and international levels. Biotechnology entrepreneurs need to obtain the necessary permits, licenses, approvals, and certifications from the relevant authorities and agencies such as FDA, EPA, USDA, and the World Health Organization. They need to follow the best practices and protocols for the safety, quality, and efficacy of their biotechnology products or services, as well as the protection of the environment, animals, and human subjects. They also need to monitor and report their biotechnology activities and outcomes and be prepared for audits, investigations, as well as inspections. Ethics and responsibilities. Biotechnology is a field that raises various ethical and social questions and concerns such as the manipulation of life, the creation of new organisms, the modification of genes, the use of stem cells, the access to biotechnology benefits, the ownership of biotechnology intellectual properties, and the impact of biotechnology on biodiversity, health, and society. Biotechnology entrepreneurs need to be aware of the ethical and social implications of their products or services and respect the values, rights, and interests of their stakeholders such as customers, employees, partners, suppliers, regulators, competitors, and the public. They need to adhere to the principles and codes of conduct for biotechnology ethics and responsibilities such as the Universal Declaration on Bioethics and Human Rights, the Nuremberg Code, and the Belmont Report. Please go through these reports, these codes thoroughly so that you know what are the regulations, what are the considerations, and follow them to the T. They also need to engage in dialogue and consultation with their stakeholders and seek their feedback, consent, and participation. So it is a partnership where you have to ensure that considerations are followed by each and every stakeholders. Social responsibility and ethical considerations, right? Number one is labor practices. You cannot hire child laborers. You have to give positive and safe work environment, keeping the mental and emotional and physical well-being of your employees, right? You have to give them a decent wages, salary, so that they can survive and be motivated. You have to take care of their families by ensuring providing life cover, ensuring medical covers, and so on, right? Next is human rights. So you have to ensure the privacy is maintained and you respect the patient's wish. Community engagement. What are you doing for your community who is giving you everything? Your customers, your stakeholders, right? Be it your internal customers or be it your customers, right? How your company is making community a better place, which community activity you are involving yourself. For example, recently in February, International NGO Day was celebrated. So what CSR activities you will be doing, which will be extension of your company's personality, right? How are you making lives of people better? And next is supply chain transparency, right? You have to be transparent with all your partners and stakeholders. Some of the ethical issues that biotechnology research may encounter, right? Now let's understand the ethical considerations for biotechnology researchers. We already saw for industry, entrepreneurs, next researchers. The safety and efficacy of biotechnology products and processes. Biotechnology research involves manipulating living organisms or their components which may have unpredictable or unintended consequences for human health, animal welfare, or the environment. For example, genetically modified crops may have adverse effects on biodiversity, soil quality, or food security. Biotechnology products and processes should undergo rigorous testing and evaluation before they are approved for use or release. They should also be monitored and regulated to ensure their safety and efficacy in the long term. Right? As a researcher, also you have to see whether your innovation is helping the humankind or harming the environment, right? Whatever we do has to be done for the greater good, not for just profits, right? And not for harming others. The respect for human dignity and rights. Biotechnology research may involve using human cells, tissues, organs, or genetic material, which may raise questions about the ownership, consent, privacy, and confidentiality of the donors or recipients. For example, human embryonic stem cell research may involve destroying human embryos, which some people may consider as a violation of human dignity or life. Biotechnology research should respect the autonomy, dignity, and rights of the human participants or sources. They should also follow ethical principles and guidelines such as beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, and respect for persons, right? The social and cultural implications of biotechnology. Biotechnology research may have significant impacts on the social and cultural values, norms, and practices of different groups or societies. For example, it may enable the enhancement or modifications of human traits such as intelligence, appearance, or behavior, which may affect the diversity, identity, or equality of human beings. Biotechnology research should be sensitive and responsive to the social and cultural context and expectations of the stakeholders and the public. They should also promote the public understanding and engagement of biotechnology and its implications. How you are educating your customer to understand about the latest innovations you have done, right? That is also important. So that is your responsibility as a researcher. Let's understand the ethical considerations for data use in regulations. Number one is privacy and informed consent. We have already learned about it. Fairness and bias. You have to be fair and see that your treatment, your discovery is accessible to greater number of people. Data security and protection. The confidential data has to be protected. The confidentiality has to be maintained. You have to respect your patients and stakeholders. Next is ethical considerations in AI development. Now AI is taking over everything. How AI development needs ethical considerations in biotechnology industry. First is privacy concerns, bias in AI algorithms, right? Now you are putting everything in digital world and then you expect everything to be confidential. Both cannot run simultaneously, right? So you have to learn the tools first, hire a IT security person and see how you can protect the breach of confidentiality, right? Bias in AI algorithms. AI itself declares that it is not always right. Please cross check the facts. So whenever you are generating any algorithms from AI, please cross check the facts with the data, actual data. Okay, don't just rely on AI data. Next is accountability and transparency, right? How transparent you want to be and how transparent you are, who will be accountable for the breach. Impact on the workforce. Now how AI is making manual work faster, so what will be its impact on the workforce? Are they motivated? How you are training and introducing AI positively to your workforce so they take it as their helping hand, not competitor, right? AI cannot replace humans, but yeah, it is doing work much faster than what we do, but it cannot do everything. So you need people who cross-check all these facts, who do the practical innovations. AI can make manual work faster to save the manual jobs. Ethical decision making by AI. You cannot expect AI to make ethical decisions. So at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, decision has to be yours and it has to be ethical. Let's explore this very interesting topic further. People, please go through all the videos and complete the journey of learning step by step. Congratulations, this is your last lecture of the biotech entrepreneurship. So together we have done it. I hope you have learned a lot, and now using these learnings, please go for your dream. Write in comments what was the most interesting part of your learning, and do mention your biotech enterprise so that people can learn about them. You are going to be more visible and people will learn from your ideas and benefit. Revisit the topics you are still working on. Please visit and revisit the topics to understand it thoroughly. Then only you can explain it to your team. Make your pitches confidently, right? Refer books, websites, podcasts, wherever you need to learn further. Learning and networking are ongoing process, so don't stop as you finish your course. Based on your today's learning, what will be the USP of your startup? What will be its story? How you will define its values and mission and vision? I really enjoyed sharing my learnings with you. Please share it with others and go for your dreams. Let's ponder. I will leave you with all of you with this. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Please think for a moment and accordingly become an entrepreneur. All the best. Do well. Follow us on social media, Insta, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp and LinkedIn. Subscribe to our channel to get more related articles and keep learning. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, share and subscribe. You can call us at our helpline number, and if you have any doubts, you can also comment in the comment section. Have a great day. I'll see you soon with next video.